Welcome back to the What If Zuko Was the Droid? So, in this part, that if you haven't seen the first one, go check it out and please leave a like, share, subscribe on it. So, and where we left off, let's go back into the where sportsmen or not sportsmen, the sports festival. So Zuko got entered into the race. He won because how fast he was. He didn't have his stamina. And cavalry battle, he actually was. He still kept his a million points things. And yeah. So Todoroki is quite literally couldn't believe that he actually in nanoseconds and Bakugo tried to grab his headband, but Zuko just grabs his arm, Bakugo's arm, in nanoseconds faster. And right when the time got up, Todoroki even walks up to him and thanks him for it. If he hasn't stepped in to grab or Bakugo's like headband, they could have just lost right then and there. As he says, no problem. Now, I'm going to go over and check on Bakugo. As he walks over to Bakugo, that his arm is bruised, like black and blue kind. As he says, how is he doing? Sorry to grab it, like that. As Bakugo's like, or he's cussing up a storm. As he actually he twisted back into its original spot and bandaged it up. Like therapy, kind. So, yeah. And so the two people that had interest in him was Jiro and Maya, Mei. Or no, is it Maya or Maya? I forget. She kind of has that same look. But if I have her picture, hold on. She kind of looked like, she kind of has that hair thing, but she has just like her. Sorry. So, yeah. So she has more interest in Zuko's because the program things. And she actually when she was working on her own device things, like fixing, she sometimes looks over, like gives the corner eye thing, so that she knows that he's there. So yeah. So then next is the battle between him and his sister, Mr. So yeah, his sister and him decides to make sure that this is just for like training to be like show your stuff, okay? Okay. And don't worry if I hurt you. I mean, I have a repair tools thing. Okay? As yeah. So she's like, or she's all smiling and she knows him real well. So yeah. Some people in the audience thinks that they are brother and sister. But Music Mike is like asking Mr. Aizawa about his thoughts. As Mr. Aizawa says, well, Zuko is the computer owner. And so he's basically is a computer anyways. So yeah. He's a droid. As Music Mike's like is shocked because that is like, hold on, he's a droid? As in this timeline, they didn't like exist till like the future thing. But the businessman told Inko that needs to create a computer software thing. So, yeah. So only person that could hear he's a droid was Jiro. Or actually, it was Power Loader. Because he might ask him for any recommends things. So, yeah. And before we keep going on this, Zuko actually created his own custom weapons. Kind of like his sniper rifle thing. Or like his own shield. So, yeah. He basically is pretty powerful and smart. So, yeah. So then he starts battling against a person that he was programmed to protect. Okay? As he does it more defense and offense at the same time. as he knew, or because his power, or he actually learns how to do, like, martial arts. So he took a combined form of, or like, of certain techniques, things. Like, he took Mina's, like, dance move that, like, spins around. And with some karate. And he actually won that. As some of them are like, holy crud. As he gets up, and like, so, yeah, that's craziness. As Mina, or the pink-haired, pink-skinned one, she saw what his moves were, actually. And he actually did do the, like, everything. So then at the Heroes vs. Villains, he actually, or like internship thing, he actually did go to the hospital before, as he created a nano, or like, not like virus, but cure. Injects it into the person's arm thing, and it, like, fixed the entire body, without, and it goes back into, it's basically like giving them self-regeneration and self-reviving quirk. But yeah, so yeah, then Zuko, actually goes to track down Hero Killer Stain, as he, and plus, actually, at the sports festival, when he beats all the opponents really fast, of like, he can use certain people's techniques combined with karate thing. So he got number one. And yeah, first place in all of it. So yeah, Ochako, who got saved by him, because Bakugo was gonna kill Ochako, but Zuko came out of nowhere, grabs him, and like flung him around like a little, like, matting thing, and he did spank him, and boom. Yep. So yeah, he picks up Ochako's body and runs to the recovery girl, as everyone's giggling and and at Bakugo, because every pro hero is like, he got, or they keep talking among themselves like, Bakugo got spankins hard. So yeah, he didn't like stab him, but just spank him. So yeah, as all the pro heroes were laughing their heads off because a machine spanking a human is a priceless thing. So yeah. Then the next, next round was Todoroki against the robot. As Zuko looks at him, as he says, or instead of like battling, he asks, "What's about that eye thing? Do you want me to heal it?" As he walks over, not like he doesn't even give a care. He actually opens up his chest, reaches in, pulls out some cream thing, and like putting it over Todoroki's eye. Like that red part. There we go. In about 3 or 4 days, it'll go back to the way it was. Okay? So, yeah, then he tried to use his ice and fire, or ice, and he actually, that's what I need. As he makes his hand into like the pickaxe thing and pluck some ice cubes out and like puts it in the freezer inside of his chest. So they're like, holy crud, is this guy a walking refrigerator or something? And yeah. So as Todoroki's getting upset, he uses his fire. He's also, or Zuko uses, or like, he made some eggs, or not eggs. He was basically using Todoroki's fire part to cook up some eggs, or some, yeah, eggs. He scrambled them and then like put some salt and pepper, and then he used his other arm to extinguish the flames. So Todoroki is, and then he gets knocked out by a foot in the chest. Because, let me remind you, Zuko is really protective, but he can and have a strength of a, like, he could pass all, or he already was past All Might. And yeah, and he could do like the foot versus foot battle with the whoever has the strongest foot. So yeah, he basically keeps it nice and warm in his stomach area because his top part, like his chest, has the basically ice, like a freezer, and then the bottom is like his microwave. So, yeah, keeps it nice and warm. And he knocks out Todoroki before. And Bakugo can't sit because his butt was all red. And so he, against him, Bakugo, like, straight up tries to explode Zuko. But Zuko dodges and sends a haymaker, like a frying pan, right at his chest, or right at his side of his face, knocking him out. And threw him out of a ring. So he was basically, you could see his, like, here, that side of his face all panned, like those cartoons. So yeah, Zuko got first place, followed by Bakugo and Todoroki. So then, what else? Oh yes, the Camp Park, he says, "Do you want me to make some s'mores?" As Jeremy says, "Yes, please." As some of them are like, "Hey, I'm out. No thanks." But Araka, they're like trying to think. But then when it could literally smell how gorgeous these s'mores are, as Zuko, who like made two for Izumi, and she's in love with it. As rest of them came over to see how it is, as he makes two for each. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. He made 20, honey. Right, he actually made 40 of them. And like two for each. So yeah. They were a little bit surprised of how good that he actually makes it. He actually made us like killer smoothie. And he actually grabs Hero Killer Stain. And after he like grabs, or he actually told Hero Killer Stain that I'll be right back, as his arm transforms into a giant stapler and staples or like him to the wall. Oh, and he literally grabs Tanya and Native, ran to the hospital, and he ran all the way back. And he says, usually I am on duty with to protect Zumi from Master Zumi being hurt. But I don't know where she is, but I'll take care of you by putting you behind bars so that you don't end up trying to kill her. You kill Hero Killer Stain. As he says, well, you're a machine. You can never harm the human. As he says, yes, but that also doesn't apply to those those things that I nailed you to were actually handcuffs. As he snaps his fingers, or actually they literally put them together and yeah. So he was basically in handcuffs. He didn't even realize it. So he grabs Hero Killer Stain and he walks all the way to the police station. Here you go, officers. As he knows that he would or Zumi was with Gran Torino because she told him. Because in this what if All Might gave One for All to Zumi. So yeah, then so he takes care of all the Nomus. It was real fast. Now that's a catch-up part. So now we are now at the All Might versus All for One fight. So All Might was down. He had super bruises. He had paper cuts that were bigger. Yeah. And yeah. And All for One says, "Ha. You weren't like yourself back then, aren't you? Now do I?" As before, even before All for One was gonna use that blast thing, the next day, he went in, Zuko, before, he actually went into another body of that, and he pulls out his sniper rifle and pinpointed where All for One's arm was. Pinpointed, and it nailed All for One's arm out of existence. As he jumps down, as he says, "Sorry I ran late. I had some few things to take care of." As All Might is smiling that Zuko came for his aid. "Leave this one to me, All Might." As All for One says, the droid. Well, you have been spared, heard All Might. As the rifle pierced right through all for one's body, killing him. Like, basically, all for one was dead. Ed. So, yeah. He, after that, he turned around and looked at All Might. Of course, he puts his gun away before, and he looks at the wounds, and he, like, grabbed bandages and, like, put, like, some CBD oil and all that stuff onto his arms and legs. And, yeah, bandage him up. Okay? As All Might is pretty happy that Zuko, who just came out of nowhere, and as he says, right on time, huh? As he looks at, then he turns around after that, as a pro hero power loader asked, or let's say not power loader, let's say, where is she? My brain went away. Let's say it was Mountain Lady asked, like, Zuko, what is he doing? As he said, I'm accessing his files of his memories. As, I see. Pinpointing location of the one who he works with. As let's say, yeah, it was a detective said that. As, yeah, as he also had a printer thing, so he printed out who was responsible for it from his, like, back of his head, so he gave it to him. As, yeah, so Zuko is still quite fast. As he ends up going right to there. Here. And he does, like, see the doctor thing. As he ends up saying, hello, Zuko. As Zuko, or like, let's see a real doctor, okay? As he knows, or he scanned right through illusions, so he used his sniper rifle and shot the fake doctor, and then he went downstairs and then hit the actual lab, and he says, hello, doctor. You are under arrest for being you worked with All for One to steal quirks and make nomus. Gnomes. A lot of nomus at your disposal. As he says, yes, yes. But how did you know? You don't have evidence. Well, as he sent the data to the authorities things. Wait. No need to. As he grabs or Zuko grabs or no. The doctor grabs the gun and like before he pulls the trigger, like after he pulls the trigger, he grabs the doctor's wrist that was holding the gun and twisted it because how strong his grip was. As he literally like grabs the doctor and lifts him up by his own neck, and he says, as you're coming with me. As doctor says, see you in the underworld. As he presses a button, and then as it was right behind him, as Zuko uses his own power, like his own camera eyes, to show, and All Might was pretty terrified as he tells Zuko to get out of there. As Zuko, ran with a doctor, and as he basically his camera eyes got blurry, but he uses his power of sense, and the pro heroes thought he was dead, so they're like, no, no, no. But then when the lab exploded, Zuko, who used his power to create himself a force field around him and the doctor. So that just he walked right out. And they're Endeavor and all the pro heroes they see the destruction, but he also sees Zuko carrying him, the doctor, on his back. before. So, yeah. So, he sets the doctor down and they put him behind bars. As Endeavor said, well, we never know the plans for them for their next move. Because usually their plans or their blueprints things, as they're like all sad because that. But Zuko, after he took took the doctor down, and he was also sad, but Zuko, or his body didn't realize, or Zuko actually did do one thing before. He actually downloaded all the blueprints onto his memory drive, as he was like, oh no. As they're like, we wish that what they're trying to build. But now we don't never know. So, yeah. But Zuko, who used his, like, his data file thing. So, yeah. As he wanted to talk to All Might. Just to All Might. Because, or actually, not All Might. Endeavor. As Endeavor says, okay, I'm here. As Zuko says, I actually did one thing. Remember those memory or data banks things, like those blueprints? Yeah. They got destroyed. Like, Endeavor said they got destroyed. As Zuko looks over at him and said they weren't destroyed. By the way, they were downloaded. And as Endeavor says, where? Where are they downloaded? We go right to whoever downloaded it and we'll make them pay for it. As Zuko says, well, you're already looking at him. It was me that downloaded it before it blew, or before it blew up thing. So, as Endeavor's eyes are widened because he didn't know that Zuko actually had those blueprints inside of his own data bank thing. So, as Endeavor tells Zuko that, alright, he's shocked by that. So, yeah, so he basically sat down near the computer and he plugged it into his head thing, and he used his data bank thing, his memories, and grabbed the file and puts it in the download into that machine. So yeah, he basically downloaded it. First he copied it and then downloaded the original or copied version. So yeah. So then he ends up making sure that the original one, if someone was trying to hack into their computer, software, Zuko will have the original files for them. So, yeah. He's basically pretty smart. And he actually goes to the overhaul thing, and he does meet Ares as he comforts her. He cares about her. As he was back into his original body. And yeah. So then he transformed into or overhaul or actually before they bust in, he says, "Don't go through there, guys. They might charge out and hit all of us." And as he scans and he sees them running or walking to the opening, as he used his power of his he still had the machine thing or that sniper rifle, but it turns into a laser and cuts right through all the way to where they were at. And yeah, he picked it up and set it down. So yeah, and he does meet Ares again, but he took care of overhaul, and Zuko says, well, as overhaul says this, well, this is unexpected, as he goes in, as he asked Ares, or he actually did walk up to or run up to the guy with the gray arrows as for his hair thing with a white cloak, and he asked for Ares, and he says no, but he gets knocked out. He grabs Ares and he asks her, "Are you doing okay, sweet me?" As he sees like bandages on him or on her, as he was pretty upset because he knows what they were doing, because overhaul or Sir Night Eyes told him or them that they're turning Ares or this young girl into bullets. That really sets Zuko off. Turning someone like Ares, a young child, into a weapon of mass destruction, it sets him off. So, yeah, he basically goes and he looks at the data thing and he says that at or there. As he, the top one, and will be our best bet. Because, but the plan. So, yeah. So then they end up like, okay. And, yeah. So, Maya, the pink-haired girl that I showed you in the first part, the one that looks like Mina's, that girl. So, yeah. He actually, one day she walked up to him and she asked him out on a date, as because she likes him. So he says, sure. As he's actually saying that so that he doesn't want to break anyone's feelings. So, yeah. So that's why he tells them that. Or actually, it was her and Jiro asked him. So, of course, he told Jiro that I don't want to break anyone's heart, so that's why I am doing it too. Okay? As they understand, or she understands that, okay? As, so, then overhaul incident happened, and of course, actually, Zuko was basically getting more popular than any software thing. So the businessman went back to Inko's and the Sashi's house and told them that they were supposed to design the system to be a giant babysitter, not the first ever computer. As he's yelling at them, and they start arguing in as it was when, so he got back, as they, of course, that businessman was gonna punch punch like Zumi or Inko, but he grabs him by his wrist and he says, "You are no longer welcome here." As he broke that guy's arm. And yeah, as they were like, Asashi says, "You know that was my boss, right?" Us. Well, he, as who, or actually his boss, or Asashi's his boss, says, "You're flippin' fired," or instead of saying flippin', it's that F word thing. And yeah, but Zuko who said, or actually, what that was all about, as he says, "Well, we tried to create you to watch our daughter when she was just a child or toddler, but now you're pretty famous for everything else." But he doesn't believe me that we already designed you before Zumi was born. And we were trying to, your main purpose was to watch her over her. But boss didn't take that lightly, so now I'm fired. So he's having like crying moments, things, because he has to pay a bills. He's now in debt right now. As Zuko says, as this, "Don't worry." As he like literally knew where Asashi's boss was, he walks over to him and like he told him, or actually All Might, Nezu, who can like, because Zumi couldn't believe that they might end up losing their house thing, as All Might he was, but they didn't know that that Zuko actually paid off their debt, so they don't have too much of a debt. So yeah, he actually went and told Stashi's boss us to go apologize to him, as he says no, jump off a bridge thing. But he actually grabs both of his legs of the boss thing, of that businessman's legs, and broke them. As he says, "No. As, yeah, he wasn't messing around when it if his creators that created him are in like super debts, would end up protecting them no matter what the cost. So yeah, the boss is like, okay, okay, as he his last words were like jump off a bridge thing. So yeah, then Zuko killed him, and he actually transferred all the money because Abbas wasn't paying him, Sashi. So, and that's how he lost his business. So he ends up restarting it, and he made a Dashi a boss of it. So yeah, took over the company. So yeah, Zuko told, or actually did tell Zumi that, as she's happy about it, as he tells her that no matter if you or your family are in trouble, I'll always be there for you. So now, bye bye.